Yes, what's good, ladies and gents? Welcome back to MKO Pugilism, aka MKO Boxing, where we talk all things boxing. Remember to like and subscribe on YouTube. Give me a follow on TikTok, all that good stuff. So let's get into this one. So, yeah, today, we just as of this evening, actually, I've received some strange news, and I'm sure many of you have heard this news too by now. And that is that Daniel Dubois will not be training with Tony Sims anymore. So it was alleged that after the Alexander Usyk fight, you had Daniel Dubois writing a social media post, or whoever writes his social media for him, that he's no longer going to be working with Don Charles. He needs a refresh. He needs a fresh start. He needs a fresh change. And he came out on interviews and said that he's going to thank Don Charles very much for all that he's done, and now he's going to work with someone new. They didn't reveal it. Eventually, it came out that Tony Sims is who he's going to be working with. So I was like, okay, all right. I didn't think he needed to get rid of Don Charles because he had some good success and they seemed to sort of understand each other, have a good relationship, and a loss to Usyk or two losses to Usyk is no disgrace really. You can go out there and do damage against anyone else. There's no disgrace, but there you go. They got rid of him, I guess, by the dad's doing, and now they've announced that, now we're going to be back with Don Charles. So now, I guess all is forgiven, and maybe this is Daniel Dubois' idea of a fresh change, changing straight back to the trainer that you just sacked. So yeah, it's a weird bit of news, but Daniel Dubois is going to be now back with Don Charles, which is yeah, I don't think he should have ever left Don Charles because of the success they had. So yeah, it's a good move to go back with him, but it's a very weird move considering they just sacked him like, I don't know, just maybe a month or so ago. So now suddenly he's back. Well, I hope it all works out for them. It is a very strange move. I'm not sure why this type of move would be happening. I mean, some have proposed that this could be a case of maybe because of the involvement of Daniel Dubois' dad, and maybe Tony Sims wouldn't want to play second fiddle to Stan Dubois, to Daniel Dubois' dad, and maybe that aspect of it didn't work out. So they've come in and he's tried to train with, because I think they've been doing pad work and they've done training sessions together, and you know, that might be a reason. Maybe they just didn't gel. Maybe yeah, with the dad or something, and they didn't get along, and therefore with Tony Sims, he probably wouldn't want to play second fiddle or do perhaps what the dad wants him to do. Maybe he just thought, well, I want to be in charge. If I'm going to train Daniel, then I'm going to be in charge. If you're going to be dictating to me, perhaps would just forget about it. Forget the whole thing. And I think that might be the reason. But ultimately, the only people that will know is Daniel Dubois, Tony Sims, and yeah, that's it. This be between them. Maybe Don Charles, but yeah, weird move. But overall, I think it's a good move because they seem to work together quite well. Don Charles really believes in Daniel Dubois. He really believes in his potential. And even during all this time where he's been sacked and removed from the team, and he said he didn't like the way that he was removed from the team, even in spite of all that, he still spoke very highly of Daniel Dubois. He was still saying Daniel Dubois can beat everybody else out there apart from Alexander Usyk. So he still had very high praise for Daniel Dubois, even in spite of the fact that he said, "Well, I've been sacked. I was sacked from the team," but he was still speaking well of Daniel, and I suppose that's got to be a big part of the reason why he's back. So, we'll see how it goes for Daniel Dubois. Hopefully, it goes well. Let me know your thoughts on this. Daniel Dubois not making the fresh change that he was talking about, not training with Tony Sims, They've only done a session together or however many they've done. Now he's back with Don Charles, the old faithful, the spiritual man, Don Charles. So let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. And until next time, it's MKO Boxing. Over and out.